Materialists is directed by Celine Song, who previously directed Past Lives, which I think is excellent the more I think about it, and I really want to rewatch it again. But anyways, Materialist tells a story about a character played by Dakota Johnson, Lucy, who is a matchmaker. She stumbles upon past lover John, played by Chris Evans, and a new potential lover, Harry, portrayed by Pedro Pascal. And it sort of goes through questioning why people go in relationships, why they stay in relationships, what they want to get out of it. And it's sort of a love triangle between all three of these characters and who Lucy's going to stay with or who she's going to leave. And it's a really interesting film that I really dug and I really want to watch again. I was skeptical about Dakota Johnson because a lot of people were memeing the hell out of Madam Web for her portrayal of the character Madam Web. I watched it last year and I laughed my ass off because it seemed like she really didn't give a shit. Maybe there's some truth to it. Maybe it's just the direction. And before I watched Materialists, I watched Am I OK? And I thought she was actually pretty damn good in that film. That was another really interesting film that I watched. So watching Materialists, I was pretty engrossed in the film because I think her portrayal of this character who just seems like she's just kind of coasting through life, not sure if she's going to find love. It's pretty interesting. And the whole film is just really interesting because it asks tough questions about relationships. Like I said before, why we stay in relationships, why we search for relationships, what we want to get out of relationships. And it's something our characters struggle with all throughout the film. And it asks really tough questions. And that's what I like about it. It's brutally honest because these characters have to pour out their emotions about what they want to get out of this relationship. And do you want to be comfortable in a relationship? Or do you want to be with someone you really love no matter how much you'll struggle? Because you'll go through anything with this person that you love. Outside of the plot and the story and the interesting aspects about relationships, I think the rest of the film is just a really damn well-made film. The production's incredible. It's a really damn good-looking film. And I really love the score from Daniel Pemberton, who had himself a great year because not only did he do Materialist, he also worked on Eddington. And that's another score that I really love from this year. And he also worked on the two Spider-Verse films for that score. And the score here, it's subtle, it's quiet, and there's not a whole lot going on, but what's there is really strong. Pianos and the strings. It's simple, but it's quite effective. And it really amplifies the tone of these scenes about deep, pondering thoughts about relationships and the struggles we have with them. As good as the film looks, there are some minor critiques I have. Like, there are certain moments where it seems like it's just shot, reverse shot, shot, reverse shot. It's very, very static shots of our characters. There's a lot of great camera movements in the film, but there are a few too many moments where we're just kind of static. And I like the moments where it's static when it's two characters facing each other and talking, and it's the acting that's carrying those scenes. But it's the moments where we're just cutting back and forth between two characters just sitting still or standing still that feel kind of static and bland because they're just standing in place and nothing interesting is happening in terms of, scene dynamic outside of the dialogue. So it feels kind of static and sort of leaving you wanting more in those moments. But like I said, I do like those long takes of characters just standing and talking and looking at each other because we're supposed to feel more engrossed in that scene when they're having a really heavy exchange. But it's the moments where they're kind of just sitting and it's just shot, reverse shot, shot, reverse shot, shot, reverse shot. And that's kind of it. So those are the more sort of not boring, but just static moments in the framing and cinematography. I just wish there was a little more done with it. But there are moments where shot, reverse shot is effective. And it's more so involved in these montage moments of Lucy, our main character, doing her matchmaking job. And it sort of plays off of the reaction that Lucy has to the ridiculous requests that these characters who want to do the matchmaking stuff have for her. And it's pretty funny. There is a very interesting subplot in the film where Lucy matches someone with a different character and it doesn't go well. And I thought that was pretty strong when it was brought up and how Lucy tries to resolve it. But the more it keeps going on, that specific plot point, and especially when we get reintroduced to it near the end of the film, I thought maybe we didn't need to see it because I honestly thought it was wrapped up beforehand. And I honestly thought that it led the film into a different direction. But I think going back to it was sort of strange. And more so because we were already in a different point of the film, more so because we were already doing a different talking point in the film. And I just didn't feel like it coming back was all too necessary. But it did lead to something different for Lucy to do in the rest of the film afterwards. So I'm okay with it, but I just thought maybe could have been done a little differently or just not have it done at all. Overall, I really liked Materialists. It's one of the most interesting films to me this year, mainly because of its brutally honest takes and questions on relationships. And I think it's something a lot of people can watch and relate to and take a lot out of it and maybe incorporate it into their lives because, like I said, it's brutally honest. And maybe brutal honesty is what some people need in relationships. Maybe they do need to break through certain barriers and ask those questions. And that's what I love about movies, when it makes you ponder about things in real life. And more so because I just think the film is constructed really well and I really love the dynamics between these characters, especially when you see how different the relationships are between Dakota Johnson and Chris Evans and Dakota Johnson and Pedro Pascal. They have very different lifestyles. She gets very different things out of those relationships. And I really like how those two sections conclude with each other. And I like how she concludes with both of those characters. So overall, I really enjoyed Materialist. It's one of the more interesting films I've seen in the year. I love the filmmaking of it. It looks really damn good. I like a lot of the camera movements. There are some weird static and shot reverse shot moments that I feel are kind of just static and could have been more interesting. The casting is all great. Everyone does a good job. I love all the characters, and the score is really damn good and interesting. And I just love the questions and the honesty it has about relationships. I'm giving Materialist a B+. So, what did you think about this film? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did it make you ponder about relationships yourself? Tell me what you thought about it in the comments below, and I'll be back with more enjoyable content like this. So, yeah, bye.